For me, I don't think I'll be able to see any elephant called Elmer apart from Elmer the Patchwork Elephant. But being a big Disney fan and a big fan of the Silly Symphony shorts, I definitely wanted to check out the 1936 Silly Symphony Elmer Elephant. And I actually came across this particular short because I was reading a book about the women behind the classic days of Disney, and Bianca Majolie was one of the leading animators on this particular piece, so I was really kind of keen to see what she contributed to this. I'm not sure exactly which aspects belong to her, but I will say the animation design is very cute. It's also quite emotional. Elmer Elephant is being bullied because he has a big nose. He has a trunk. And all of the other children are picking on him for looking different, for having this giant nose. And obviously he's quite disheartened and wishes that it wasn't the case. But then something happens, something chaotic, and the only person who can help to save the day is Elmer, and that's because he has a trunk. So I'm not going to say what it is, just in case you do want to watch it. I won't completely spoil it, but maybe you can kind of have a good guess of what he could use his trunk for. But it's all about using your uniqueness and the things that make you different to your advantage. Some of you may look different, but everybody has a quality and everybody has a purpose. The message of not bullying somebody isn't as prominent as the message of being different can be a good thing. But I do feel like obviously there's an anti-bullying message there. This is a beautiful cartoon. The design of Elmer is pretty. As I said, I will never see an elephant called Elmer apart from the Patchwork Elephant. Obviously no fault of this short whatsoever. But I do like the design of Elmer. I think he's cute. He looks cuddly. There's a point where his face goes bright red. And I love that bit of animation. I love the scarlet colour they've chosen. I love how it fades in and out. Absolutely exquisite bit of animation. It develops quite quickly. The whole short is about 8 minutes in length, I believe. And I'd say Elmer's benefit, Elmer's purpose, kicks in maybe 2/3 of the way in. So it gives us enough time to get used to Elmer as a character. I thoroughly enjoyed this short. The fact that there was one of the few women at Disney who played a leading role in creating this makes it, for me, all the more special. It's not my favourite Silly Symphony. There are plenty others that are a lot more fun. But what's really interesting about this is most of the Silly Symphonies are, they might have an engaging message or a fun narrative, but most of them don't, they're not quite as meaningful. But this one actually has a very strong message that's quite emotional and quite moving. So it's a little unique in that sense. If you haven't seen Elmer Elephant, definitely give it a go. I think there's a lot in this that you will enjoy.